This is a check for $10,000. It's signed and it's complete except for one line. Pay to the order of whom? Will the check be made out to these Peace Corps volunteers who just returned from West Africa? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the show with the biggest cash prizes in daytime television history. The $10,000 sweep. With your host, Jack Clark.
Thank you. You're marvelous. Thank all of you. Welcome to our show. This could be the day, very well be the day, that I hand over this check for $10,000 to another winning team. Because seated just a few feet away from me are two unusual young men, a team of Peace Corps volunteers who won their first game for $2,000. They're about to play their $4,000 game. If they win, they go on to a $6,000 game, and that's just one step away from a $10,000 sweep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, please, Tom Hull and Coleman Lolar. Welcome once more to our show. We found out yesterday that you each spent, 2 years in the Peace Corps in West Africa. If you had it to do it again, would you do it?
Yes, I would. It was tough going at times, but after I finish my graduate studies, I hope to go back and try again.
Fine gentlemen. Thank you so much. Well, in order to continue towards a $10,000 sweep, you must win your next game. Should you lose half of your winnings so far. In that next game, your opponents will be these two young ladies. Don Pardo, please.
All right, Jack, to challenge our Peace Corps volunteers, two airline stewardesses. From Birmingham, Michigan, Cindy Reynolds, and from Beacon, New York, Susan Alberti.
Nice to have you on the show. Cindy and Sue, girls, what would you do if the $10,000 wound up in your lap?
Oh, I want to move to Newport, California, and live on a sailboat.
Okay. Hope you get your wish. That's good luck to all of you. Let's get into our game. Now, Tom and Cindy, you two and only you two will see the answers in advance on the TV screens built into your desks there. Coleman and Susan, it's your object to figure out what the answer is. You listen carefully to the questions I ask and the response your partner makes, because the question I ask and your partner's response should lead you to the answer we're after. 100 points wins our game. Our target numbers for this game are 20, 35, and 60. Now, these are important numbers, because anytime your score exactly matches one of these target numbers, your team gets the next question unopposed. You can imagine what kind of an important swing that can make in your score. $10,000 is at the end of this road, perhaps for one of you. All right, Tom, Cindy, fingers on your lockout buttons, please. Look at the first answer. For 5 points, the question is, who started this mess? Tom.
Mrs. Murphy's cow.
Incorrect. You have to be first and you have to be right, or I give the information to your opponents. Sue, I can tell you it's Mrs. O'Leary's cow. What mess are we talking about?
Chicago Fire.
You're right, and you score. The 6-point question. In this occupation, which piece of furniture do you need? Cindy.
A couch.
What's the occupation, Sue?
Psychiatrist.
Right. Tom and Coleman, you're going for $4,000. You haven't scored yet. They're ahead of you for 7 points. In 10 seconds, tell me, what does it do? Tom?
It ebbs and flows.
What are we talking about, Coleman?
The tide.
Right. Fingers on the buttons. The 8-point question is, what's it worth? Tom.
2 in the mouth.
I beg your pardon. No, Sue, I can give you more. Better answer would be, the only answer would be, it's worth 2 in the bush. What are we after?
A bird in hand.
Right. Tom and Coleman, you're trailing. For 9 points, the question is, how did he kill his victims? Cindy.
He painted them with paint.
All right, who painted them with paint?
Goldfinger?
Right. You could have said gold paint. Tom and Coleman, you'd better catch up. Now, you're trailing by quite a margin here. For 10 points, Here's the question. Where does this strange movie take place? Cindy.
Under the sea.
Incorrect. All right, now you have to be correct. You have to be first. I can give Coleman the information. This movie takes place inside the human body. What's the name of the movie?
Fantastic Voyage.
Right. That's better, Tom and Coleman, for 11 points now. In 15 seconds, tell me, how do you make this? Tom?
With a bottle and petrol. Gasoline.
What are we looking for?
A Molotov cocktail.
Right. All right, now you've tied the score, Tom and Coleman. You've got your sweep alive. Now you've got to get to 100 points, win this game, or it's all over. For 12 points, how many men did she live with? Cindy.
7.
Who is she, Sue?
Snow White.
Right. You're trailing again, Tom and Coleman, for 13 points. What's located in the center of it? Tom?
An eye.
What is it? Coleman?
A target?
Incorrect. Sue, you get the question now. You can pick up the points, and eyes at the center of it. What are we after?
Hurricane?
Right. All right, you're trailing by quite a margin now. Tom and Coleman, if you're going to keep the sweep alive, you've got to go. The 14-point question is, which actor made his last appearance in this movie? Cindy.
Spencer Tracy?
That's right. What's the movie? Time is gone. Coleman, can you give me the name of the movie? Spencer Tracy made his last appearance.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
That's right.
Oh.
15 points on this question. If you looked at this fictional man, what would you see? Tom.
Nothing.
Who's the man, Coleman?
The Invisible Man.
Right. For 17 points, we go on. What is this politician's middle name?
Horatio.
Hubert Humphrey.
You're right. All right, you're getting very close now, Tom and Coleman. 18 points on this one. We better turn out your lights so you can get us started again. Give them a chance. We all set? All right, 18 points for this one. At the very end, what finally happened to her? Tom?
Her head was chopped off.
Who are we talking about, Coleman?
Mary Stuart?
Incorrect. A better piece of information might have been, Sue, she was guillotined.
Marie Antoinette.
You are right. Tom and Coleman, you're up against some very good adversaries now. You must win this game to keep the $10,000 sweep alive. You're very close to a win, but you've got to hang in there. For 19 points, here's the question. He was the last man to join which group? Tom?
The Supreme Court.
Who's the man, Coleman?
William Rehnquist.
Right. Here's where you stand for $4,000 now. You have to give me one more correct answer. Listen very carefully. 20 points. What did this fictional character do for a living? Cindy.
He was a bell toller.
All right. Who's the character, Sue?
Hunchback of Notre Dame?
I have to have his name.
Come on. His name.
For a win, $4,000, Coleman, can you give me his name?
All I know is Hunchback of Notre Dame.
No. His name is Quasimodo. Quasimodo. All right, no score, but you're still in the same position. One more correct answer, and you win you're at $4,000 for 21 points. The question is, who's the president of this group? I can see your button out. Tom, go.
Leonard Woodcock.
What's the group for a win, Coleman?
United Auto Workers.
You win it. Well, time and a little bit of mechanical difficulties there almost shot you down, Tom and Coleman. You're at $4,000. You win the next one. The next one after that, you get a check for $10,000. Very good. Congratulations. Cindy, Sue, you didn't win anything this time. You have a consolation prize from us to you. Thanks for being on the $10,000 sweep. Our team of Peace Corps volunteers are just 2 steps away. Their next game will be for $6,000, so stand by. We'll be right back. All right, gentlemen, Tom and Coleman, you've won 2 games. You may well be on your way. You're now at $4,000. You're shooting for $6,000. Don Pardo, introduce their next 2 challengers, please.
Well, Jack, to challenge our Peace Corps volunteers, 2 young artists who dropped out of the establishment to do their own thing. From Chicago, Illinois, Judy Smith and her partner Joe Keenan from Opelika, Florida.
Judy, Joe, welcome to the $10,000 sweep. Did Don say that you quit good-paying jobs to do what?
Oh, we went into artist work. We're doing, Judy does a lot of sculpting and I do photography.
How's it going?
Poor, that's why I'm working as a bartender and she's working as a waitress.
$10,000 would do what for you?
Well, we've been going together for quite a while. I think that we definitely get married and maybe move someplace out of the city a little bit more quiet.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank
100 points wins this game. Tom and Coleman are going to try to take another step toward the $10,000 sweep. Our target numbers for this game are 21, 36, 52. Anytime your team score matches one of those target numbers, you get the next question unopposed, and that could make a very dramatic difference for all of you. Good luck. Here we go. Look at your monitors. See the answer. For 5 points, the question is, what kind of race did he win? Judy.
Chariot.
Who is he, Joe?
Ben-Hur.
Right. For 6 points, the question is... All right. For 6 points, the question is, what was bought for this price? Tom.
Sorry, I don't know.
All right, what was bought for this price? I can tell you, you must be first and you must be right, or your opponents get the information. Joe, Manhattan was bought for this price. Can you tell me the numbers?
How about $24?
That's a good price. For 7 points. 7 points, the question is, what is she either doing or not doing? Tom?
Smiling.
Who is she, Coleman?
Mona Lisa?
Right. For 8 points, the question is, why is this movie so unusual? Tom?
It's animated.
It's animated, that's his answer. What's the movie?
Yellow Submarine?
I can give you a more complete answer. That's incorrect, Joe. You get the more complete answer. It's an animated cartoon, and it's X-rated. The name?
Definitely old Fritz the Cat.
Fritz the Cat is the one. Your score. For 9 points, here's the question. In this game, what does the second person say? Tom.
Who's there?
What's the game, Coleman?
Knock, knock.
That's right. Close race. For 10 points, here's the question. Where did this catastrophe take place? Tom?
New Jersey.
What's the catastrophe, Coleman?
I don't know.
Time is gone. I can give you more information, Joe. This catastrophe took place in Lakehurst, New Jersey. Can you name it?
How about the sinking of the Titanic?
I think not. Now, the Hindenburg crash. Before all of your time, I guess. For 11 points, here's the next question. Describe the physical feature which would immediately identify this movie director. Judy.
Bald head.
Who is he? Joe?
It's one of 2. Otto Preminger?
That's the one, right. All right, for 12 points, here's the question. What does the hero of this poem do? Tom.
Strikeout.
Who's the hero, Coleman?
No, I don't know.
This hero strikes out. Joe, can you name the hero?
No.
Bad Day in Mudville. Casey at the Bat was that hero. All right, no score for 13 points. We go on. Who sang it in what movie? Judy.
Maurice Chevalier.
In what movie?
Gigi.
Can you give me the name of the song, Joe?
Nope.
Time is on. Coleman. Maurice Chevalier sang it in Gigi. What's the song?
Thank Kevin for little girls.
Right. All right, we're up to the 14-point question. Here it is. Where did this Russian go to meet his opponent? Tom.
Iceland.
Name the Russian, Coleman.
Boris Spassky.
You are right, and you go into the lead. All right, the race is close for 15 points. What unexpected thing happened to him in Miami Beach? Tom?
He was nominated for vice president.
Who are we talking about?
Tom Eagleton.
No. That was not so unexpected. Joe, he was nominated for vice president from the Wisconsin delegation, received 2 votes. Can you name the man?
He's an
Time
announcer.
has gone. Roger Mudd,
Right.
among others, as a matter of fact. All right, for 16 points, let's go on. In 15 seconds or less, without using any names, describe any scene from this movie. Judy.
Oh, a car chase banging along the elevated underneath it in the Bronx.
Yeah,
Give me the
French
movie, Joe.
Connection.
French Connection is right, and you score again.
They're back in the lead again. Oh, this is
17 points on this question. To enter this famous event, how old must the competitor be? Tom.
3 years old.
Name the event, Coleman.
Kentucky Derby.
Right. Race of 3-year-olds. All right, we're up to 18 points now. What kind of plane did he pilot? Tom?
U-2.
Who is he, Coleman?
Francis Gary Powell.
You are right again. All right, you're stretching your lead now, and 19 points available on this one. The question is, what's the chemical name for this? Judy.
Sodium pentothal.
What do we call it, Joe?
True, sir.
Right.
Got it.
Checking up Tom and Coleman, this could be it for you. 24 points. What did he do for a living before he went into politics? Judy.
He owned a haberdashery.
Who is he, Joe? For $6,000, Coleman, a haberdasher went into politics. If you can name him, you win the game. $6,000.
Lester Maddox.
No. Harry S. Truman was the gentleman, went from haberdasher to president of our United States. For 25 points, this could be the win. Keep your sweep alive. How did this zany comedian communicate? Tom.
With his hands.
Incorrect. I'll have to disallow that. You must be first. You must be right. He communicated by blowing a horn or sign language. Who are we talking about?
Harpo Marx.
That's right. Tom and Coleman, here is where you stand. If there's going to be a tomorrow for you, if you're going to get a chance at the $10,000 sweep, you must answer this question correctly, because they will beat you if they answer it correctly. 26 points. In this famous story, what did the wife do? Tom?
She cut off her hair.
Give me the name of the story, Coleman. Time is gone. Can you give me the name of the story, Joe?
No, Rumpelstiltskin.
No, The Gift of the Magi. Wow. Okay, 27 points. We're just where we were. Question. Who gave him his name? Tom.
Robinson Crusoe.
What's his name?
Friday.
You did it! Tom and Coleman, that was you do that to me once more and Blue Cross is canceling. You know, that was a real squeaker. Well, you did make it, and you were right on the brink of losing your $10,000 sweep, but you're now at $6,000. One more game to play, and you'll get the check for $10,000. Judy, Joe, you have our best wishes, a consolation prize, a great game. Thank you for being on our game. You stand by. The next order of business, we're going to go for the $10,000 sweep, and we'll be back and do that. All right, gentlemen, Tom Hull, Coleman Lolar, this is the end of the line. You've won 3 games. You're now at $6,000. You're shooting for this check for $10,000. Don Pardo, would you introduce us to his new challengers, please?
Jack, to challenge our Peace Corps volunteers, an 8th grade school teacher and his best friend's bride-to-be, Bob Lyon and Jackie Beatty.
Bob and Jackie, welcome to our show. Bob, what are you doing here with your best friend's girl?
Well, I met her before he did, and they're planning to get married, and I hope I can help them out because they need a little money to get started.
Well, those fellas sitting to your right are going to try to stop you because they're going for the big one. That's the name of the game here. All right, our target numbers in this game are 28, 45, 55. Look at the answers in front of you. Tom and Bob, fingers on the buttons for 5 points. Here's the question. What killed her? Bob.
It was an asp snake.
Who is she?
Cleopatra.
Right. All right, for 6 points, here's the question. How does it come and go? Tom. Oh, we have a tie on that one. I'm sorry, we throw the question out. We go on to the 7-point question. For 7 points, the question is, on a map, what is this shaped like? Tom?
A boot. A boot.
What is it, Coleman?
Italy.
Right. All right, for 8 points, here's the question. Which physical feature of this female star would you describe as big? Bob?
She has a very large nose.
Who's the star, Jackie? Time is gone. Who's the star with the large nose, Coleman?
I'll try Barbra Streisand.
That's the answer. For 9 points, now this is a special question against the clock. Your team gets a total of 15 seconds to supply both the clue and the answer. The question is, what do you get when you spell it backwards? Bob.
You get a bad feeling.
When you spell it backwards, what do you get?
Evil.
What is it frontwards?
Live.
Right. Okay, for 10 points, let's go on. For what is this famous team known? Tom.
Comedy.
No. You were in West Africa too long, fellas. Wow. Okay, you have to be first and you have to be right. So Jackie gets a chance to pick up these points. They're known for their studies on sexual behavior. Name the team, Jackie. Time is gone. Masters and Johnson. Tom, I'll talk to you later. For 11 points, here's the question. At the start of a chess match, where are these pieces located? Bob.
They're the two on the ends.
What are the pieces?
Castles.
Castles or rooks, that's right. Okay, here's the 12-point question. Where does he stand? Tom?
Behind the plate or next to the base.
Who is he, Coleman?
The umpire.
Right. Just beat the buzzer on that one. All right, just go 13 points. Here's the question. Who ordered his release? Bob.
President Nixon just did.
Who is he, Jackie?
Oh.
Who did President Nixon order released, Coleman? You can pick up these points.
Hoffa.
Right. Jimmy Hoffa. You're leading for 14 points. Here's the question. Without using your hands, no hands on this one, or mentioning how it is used, describe this in 10 seconds. Remember, do not mention how it's used. Do not use your hands. Bob.
When you're really, really excited, you put it at the end.
No, that's telling us how it is used, and I'm sorry, that's information we cannot transmit. We have to throw the question out. We'll go on to the 15. We were looking for an exclamation mark, and really, really excited would be too much information. All right, we're going now for the 15-point question. Tom and Coleman, you're at 40. These 15 points would hit the target number of 55, give you the next question unopposed. It could mean $10,000 for you down the line. Listen carefully. For 15 points, what part of her anatomy provided the happy ending for her and her lover? Tom?
Her shoes. Her foot.
Who is it?
Cinderella.
Right! All right, you hit your target number of 55. Tom and Coleman, you get this question unopposed. You have 15 seconds to give me a correct answer. This song is all about whom?
Don Quixote.
What's the song, Coleman?
To dream the impossible dream.
You are right. We'll soon find out how important those two answers are in your lives. $10,000 is coming within grasp now for 17 points. Here's the question. By what name was it formerly known? Yes, Bob?
It was known as East Pakistan.
What is it now, Jackie?
Bangladesh.
You are right. You get the 17 points. For 18 points, the question, what kind of clothes does he wear? Bob.
He wears a gold lame suit.
Who is he, Jackie? A more complete answer might have been a shiny sequined suits and jackets. Who are we looking for, Coleman?
Elvis Presley?
No. We are looking for Liberace. No score on that one. 19 points for this question. How many were there in America's first group? Yes, Bob?
There was one.
Incorrect. The answer to that question, you have to be first, you have to be right. In America's first group, there were 7. What are we talking about, Coleman?
Astronaut.
You're right. My friends, this is where it is. This is where you have come. One more correct answer, you get a check for $10,000. 20 points. Who's his boss? Tom.
Mao Tse-tung.
For $10,000, give me this answer. Who are we looking for?
Joe in Locke.
You are right! Fantastic! $10,000. Wow! That's what the game is all about. Now, don't you go away. We'll be right back and give this money to these two young men in just a moment. Well, my friends, I think you're looking at two rather dazed but very happy young gentlemen. Tom Hull and Coleman Lolar. When you were back there in West Africa volunteering for the Peace Corps, did you ever dream you'd be here now?
Never thought of it.
Golly, this is about as far away from that as you could get, isn't
But I want to get out of the studio before the Internal Revenue Service and Tom's wife gets on that check.
it? Go right back to West Africa, huh? Okay, what plans do you have for this money?
Getting out of the studio before...
And back to West Africa, probably.
Oh, bless you. You guys played just beautifully. I have the check for $10,000 paid to the order of whom, as Don Pardo says. We put down Coleman Lolar and Tom Hull. That makes it good. That makes it yours. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Fine young man. Okay. Now you know what the $10,000 sweep is all about, my friends. And tomorrow we'll be back with 4 new players. We hope and trust you'll join us. Jack Clark here for the $10,000 sweep. So long. See you tomorrow.